Hi, this is Scott Brady with Progressive Property Management. I'm the owner of the company. And one question we get all the time from our owners, particularly if they manage their own properties, is how can they raise the rents without losing their tenants? Nobody wants the cost of an empty rental and the cost of turning that unit for the new tenant. So, how can you do that? Because it is important that you keep your rents with market. And so, we recommend strongly that every single year, if possible, you raise your rents with a consumer price index. That's running right now about 3%. So if your rent were $2,000, you'd raise the rent $50 to $60. In commercial leases, this is done all the time. You sign a 5-year lease, and in the lease, it states that you're going to increase your rent every single. Your rent will be increased by that amount. You need to do the same, because if you don't raise your rents and you fall behind the market, a lot of bad things happen. First of all, the tenant's going to get used to that lower rent, and when you finally get around to raising the rent, they're not going to be very happy. If you try to go from 2,000 to 2,300, that's a shock. If you go from 2,000 to 2,050 to 2,100 to 2,150, that's considered reasonable to the tenant. But it's important you do increase the rent. We have a lot of tenants will take over a property and the rent hasn't been increased in 5 or 7 years. And what happens is when the tenant gets that far below the market rent, they won't even call you with a problem because they're afraid if they call you, you're going to notice the rent's really low, and you'll not only fix their plumbing problem, you'll raise the rent at the same time. So here's what you need to do: you need to raise the rents reasonably, keep below the nosebleed level. If market is top of market's 2,350, make sure your rent's 2,300 or 2,250. But do raise your rent, and that's what we're here to help you do. Thank you.